Hello friends, today we will see one of the most important topic that is suicide of Emil Durkheim. Before coming to the main topic, that is suicide, that is most important work of Emil Durkheim, just try to have a recap of the perspective of Emil Durkheim. Emil Durkheim actually he talks about a kind of social reality as different from mere congregation of individuals. That is, society that is consists of individuals. So individual is a different kinds of reality, and society a collection or collectivities or assemblies of individuals is a different kinds of reality. For Emil Durkheim, there are different kinds of reality to be studied by different discipline. Suppose human being as a biological entity, it could be studies in biology, individuals in collectivity, that could be studied at different level by a different discipline. That to Emil Durkheim it is sociology. So, for Emil Durkheim, this is not simply one individual plus one individual equals the two individuals. This is not simply the collection or the summation of individuals. Rather, Emil Durkheim has an idea that it's a kind of synergy. This means this one individual plus one individual, this could be a different thing, not simply two individuals. Let's say it could be a different things like n. That means, suppose one individual is having certain kinds of ideas, like certain kinds of freedom of expressions. Again, this individual is also had similar kinds of ideas of freedom, but it is likely to have a different levels of this freedom, different from these ideas F1, that is F2. In collectivity, the ideas could be different, and it is for Emil Durkheim, society is sui generis. Society is actually creates itself, not simply the summation of individuals. So these things we must keep in mind, and other things that Emil Durkheim says is the subject matter of this sociology. That is, in sociology, what we are going to discuss is simply, or what we are going to study is the social fact. And social fact, he says that anything that is external to individual and coercive and generalized one or diffused one. So this is social fact, and then it should be studied in sociology. And if there is suppose some kinds of social fact you are studying, then according to the rules of sociological method, the causes of any social fact lies in the social fact only. So for certain social fact, if you establish certain phenomena as social fact, and that is to be studied in sociology, then if you are going to find out the cause, then for that Emil Durkheim says that the cause of social fact should be in social fact only. So the cause of one social fact will be the another social fact. Okay, but for effect, this is for cause, and for effect it could be like that. For any social fact that are which we are going to study in our subject, the effect of social fact, it is not simply the social fact, rather the effect of the social fact should be, you can say, diffused one or the generalized one. So what actually you are going to study, cause or effect. If you are going to study the cause lies in social fact only. If you are going to study the effects, the social facts effect will be those effect that is generalized one. So let's see the suicide. This is one of the most important work of Emile Durkheim, and that work actually established Emile Durkheim as a social thinker. This work gave Emile Durkheim a kind of recognition in this field. So this is very, very important. Let's see suicide in different discipline have been studied, or why there is a need to study in sociology. That is, that question is answered by Emile Durkheim in a way that according to Emile Durkheim, this suicide rate, he observed that this suicide rate in many European countries are constant for a period of time. So this constant for every countries, constant rate of every countries triggered the idea of Emile Durkheim that suicide is actually a social phenomenon. Why? He actually there were many disciplines that deals with this suicide, like psychology, like environment, and biology. So these disciplines already have certain kinds of theories about this suicide, but Emile Durkheim didn't satisfied with this explanation, because this mostly shows the individual's tendency, and individual tendency is not a constant one. Rather, the social phenomena, the constancy of this suicide rate shows this, that the phenomena is social one. So after not getting satisfied because of propensity or tendency of focusing on individual's tendency, Durkheim focus on social tendency, and that is social suicidogenic tendency of society. And this he found to be studied in sociology. Why? Because it has a kind of, you can say, characteristics of this externality, coercive, and diffused or generality. So, like you can say that rate is constant. That means society have certain kinds of tendency to go for this phenomena. Because of this, society has certain kinds of tendency, and it is coercive to the individuals. That is, individuals sometimes are forced to go under these tendencies, and this is social. So this is a diffused one. So the diffused, that means prevailing in society. External, that is beyond individuals, and coercive, that those general ideas or external ideas that actually force individuals to do certain things. So these three things are satisfied, and according to Durkheim, this is kinds of social fact, and this is very much eligible to be studied in sociology. So let's see what he studied, how he studied, and what was his findings. Okay, let's see. How he studied? First thing was he defined what is suicide. That is very important. Delimiting or defining something, that is any positive or negative act of individual himself. Knowing, aware of the effect of the act, that it will bring death. So this is the definition. The activities that could be positive, that means tying through rope, jumping from very high, or consuming poison. So these kinds of things, you can say this is the positive act. By doing something, they cause their death. Another activities could be negative also. That means you have some kinds of disease, and if you take proper medicine, you are most probably to get well or have a healthy and long life. Rather, you choose not to take medicines or precautions that could prevent you from death. That means a cancerous patient, they know if they are not going through some kinds of therapy, they could easily be dying in a month or two or something. And knowing that, they are preventing or they are abstaining from any kinds of support, any kinds of you can say therapy and medicine. So that kind, you can say, is a negative act. So be it positive or negative. Individuals knowing that the effect of that act that will bring death to him. So this is the a kind of definition. After that, he tries to collect the data. Data he collected from the society, that from the government record. Actually, government record he used for this research work. The data he collected and he analyzed, and he found that in analysis he found that the Protestant death rate is more than Catholic. After collecting the records, men, the suicide rate of men is more than women. Unmarried, the rate of unmarried is more than married. So likewise, here, after analyzing these kinds of data, he found that the death rate that is more have certain kinds of relationship with solidarity. And he establishes the theory, the findings is actually the general explanation that we call theory. So the theory, Emile Durkheim, after analyzing all these data, the theory he came up with was that this death rate, or you can suicide rate, is inversely proportional to solidarity. What he found after analyzing these things is the suicide rate is more when solidarity, that is connectivity, attachment with the society, is less. When the attachment is more, the death rate is low. So these kinds of relationship, generalization or theory is valid for a kinds of suicide that we call egoistic suicide. In such case, we can find that Protestant men, unmarried, have more egoistic than Protestant than Catholic, men than women, unmarried than married. So the solidarity and suicide rate had certain kinds of relationship in a certain, you can say, framework, that is a kinds of egoistic. The egoistic suicide having these kinds of relationship, and that is the main theory after analyzing all the data he received from the government records. So the suicide of Emile Durkheim is the theory, and the theory is suicide rate is negatively related with the solidarity in a given society. Okay. However, we can also talk about that there are four types of suicide according to Durkheim. And the suicide could be egoistic, that we have already discussed, and altruistic, anemic, and fatalistic. For egoistic one, the suicide rate will be more when the solidarity is less, but for the altruistic, suicide rate will be more when the solidarity is more. That means, suppose society demands, any society demands a kinds of sacrifice from their people, and people are very much attached with the society and they are happily sacrificing themselves. In such case, we found that suicide rate is direct relations with the solidarity. So for egoistic, suicide rate is inversely proportional to solidarity. For altruistic society, suicide rate is, or altruistic framework, suicide rate is directly proportional to solidarity. Is it okay? So egoistic and altruistic. Altruistic and egoistic. Now we can also found that there are certain society where certain kinds of pressures are imposed on individuals, and individuals are unable to bear those pressures, and after that they chose for the suicide. And for that he gave the name to that kind of suicide as fatalistic suicide. So another suicide is fatalistic suicide, like exploitation and other things bring certain kinds of suicide to the individuals. And another suicide is anemic suicide. So there are total 4 kinds of suicide according to Emile Durkheim, and this anemic suicide is happens when there are certain kinds of anomie, or you can say kinds of disorder. This mostly happens in a transitional phase of individuals or societal level. So law changes, tradition changes, or individuals' capacity of different, sometimes economic capacity, sometimes political and other things, so changes. So such situations brings a kinds of anomie in individual's life, or you can say at a societal level, and if this brings a kind of suicide, then you can say this is a kind of anemic. For example, a very poor, a destitute man becomes billionaire and got a kind of heart attack and other things, because they are unable to cope up with the situation, changing situations. So this could be in otherwise also. So we can see that there are 4 kinds of suicide, and the important one you can see is egoistic and altruistic. This altruistic suicide, we have the example of harakiri of Japanese. We can say that at certain points of time when the war happens, the armies of certain countries, they are highly motivated to sacrifice their lives for their countries. There are things you can analyze yourself. So the basic thing which I want to communicate with you is that when Emile Durkheim found this suicide rate constant, the idea they got is, or the idea Emile Durkheim got was that because of this constancy, this is a kind of social phenomena. Or let's see, after that he examined whether it is social fact or not, that is whether it is able to be studied in sociology or not. You can say the eligibility criteria. He checked externality, generalization and coercive nature, and after that he found that all these 3 criteria this fulfilled, and the suicide rate or suicidogenetic tendencies, this could be studied in sociology. So these things is very much important, and after collecting certain data, he arranged the data, analyzed the data and found that there is a certain kinds of relationship between solidarity and suicide rate. And he found that suicide rate is indirectly proportional to this solidarity in society in case of this egoistic kinds of society. And when this kinds of society is happening, that means the egoistic society or egoistic kind of society is happening. When the opposite is happening, that is suicide rate is more when solidarity is more, then it shows that this kinds of societies, altruistic society, societies demand is fulfilled by certain kinds of sacrifice or suicide. So these are the things that actually I wanted to share with you. Thanks a lot. Hopefully you understood all those things. Thank you very much.